I want to give a quick shout out to my patrons. Thank you so much for your support. Hey y'all, it's Kate from the Literary Apothecary and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about The Lost Apothecary by Sarah Penner. I read this book because it was a patron pick for me in April, picked by Holly. This has been on my radar for a while. There was a lot of buzz about it, I think last year or the year before that. And of course, it has apothecary in the title, so you know I had to read it. I ended up giving this one 3.5 out of 5 stars, and I'll talk about why in just a minute. But first, let's do a spoiler-free summary of what The Lost Apothecary is all about. So in this book, we have a dual timeline going on. On the one hand, we're in 1791 in London, and Nella owns an apothecary shop that she inherited from her mother, who was a well-respected healer whom Nella learned everything she knew from. She now sells well-disguised poisons to women. Most of the women, but not all, are in abusive relationships that Nella helps them get out of. She has just 2 rules. 1, the poison must never be used to harm another woman, and 2, the names of the murderer and her victim must be recorded in the apothecary's register. Now, our other timeline is present-day London, and we have Caroline, who is on her 10th wedding anniversary in London alone after discovering her husband has been cheating on her. She finds an old apothecary vial, and this leads her to Nella's story and the murders that have haunted London for over 2 centuries. So those are our 2 main storylines. In the past storyline, we get this friendship and kind of mentorship that Nella develops with Eliza, who's a 12-year-old, and she's so dear. Like I said, I gave this 3.5 out of 5 stars. So what worked for me was absolutely Nella's storyline, the past apothecary shop owner storyline. I loved it. I loved everything about it, and I wanted more of that. I loved Nella's story, her character, her friendship, and like I said, mentorship that she develops with Eliza. I thought the writing, the prose of the book was done well. It was good writing. What I wanted more of was just character development in general. For basically all of our characters, I felt like we were just touching the surface of Nella and her story and Eliza. We definitely, at least for me, needed more character development of Caroline. Just overall more character development, more apothecary. Like, I would read an entire series about Nella and her apothecary shop. I wanted so much more out of that. What didn't work for me, why it was 3.5 stars, was that Carolyn's storyline, so the present day storyline, for me, just felt not needed. Because I was so invested in Nella's story, I did not need Carolyn's story to kind of weave together. It just didn't grab my attention like Nella's story did, and Carolyn's character felt really flat to me compared to the other characters in the book. Also, on Goodreads, this was categorized as part fantasy, and I didn't find any fantasy in this book at all. Now, I might have missed it. Of course, you know, everyone has different perceptions on what these different genres mean. It was listed under mystery, historical fiction, general fiction, and fantasy. And so I was expecting a lot more seeing the fantasy there, maybe some time traveling going on. Of course, like I said, I might have missed it, but from what I saw, there was no fantasy, so that was a bit of a letdown too. So that's my review for The Lost Apothecary. Like I said, I gave it 3.5 out of 5 stars, and I just want more of Nella's storyline. If you've read The Lost Apothecary, I know lots of people out there have, let me know in the comments below what you thought of the book. There were some people that loved it, some people thought it was just okay like me, and some people didn't like it at all. So I would love to hear your thoughts on the Lost Apothecary. As always, my Patreon and my Discord information will be in the description below. Keep reading, and I love you all to the moon and back. Bye.